G'day and welcome to another episode of Kiwi Car Life. And normally with all of these sight unseen cars that I've been buying and selling, the surprises are along the lines of discovering that no, it does not just need a WOF update and a clean. It actually needs an engine mount, a thermostat, some boot struts, a service, a wheel alignment, 2 rear tyres, an AC regas, a water leak repair. Looking at you, Mazda Atenza. But when I picked up this cheap manual stolen Polo GTi, the surprises were far more pleasant. After discovering this car on Turner's Damaged, I thought it would make for a fantastic flip because it had only done 82,000 Ks. It was New Zealand new, although it doesn't have the original DTR 926 number plate anymore because of course that was stolen. And because it was stolen, of course, the rear window is smashed, the engine light's on and the hood line is sagging, but other than that, there doesn't seem to be anything else wrong with it. And it's suspiciously low, giving a hint as to some other things that I will discover later on.
And it's just as well too, because yet again I had to push right to the limit of my budget. For some reason, even though the car market is absolutely dead, people are still paying near retail for these far from perfect cars on Turner's auctions. With every single car I've bought, there's always been one idiot who just refuses to give up, pushing the price higher and higher and higher.
Stop. If you bid again, I'm out. I bought it. Okay. Why did I have to go right to the limit of my budget every single time?
Conveniently, my friends and I were planning to go to Auckland that weekend anyway, so Campbell jumped in his 530i, Jack annoyingly got sent the wrong transmission pan gasket for his 540i the day before leaving, so had to take his legacy 3-litre R instead, and I took my M135i. The trip went by without any issues initially, but right at the start of the Waikato Expressway, just over an hour from Auckland, I hit an enormous pothole which took out my front left tyre almost immediately. With the Turner's yard closing soon, I had to send Jack and Angel on ahead to collect the Polo, and the 530i came to the rescue, taking my wheel to Advantage Tyres in Hamilton. With the new tyre on, we brought the wheel back to the car and then carried on to reconvene with the legacy and freshly purchased Polo. And after watching a massive 747 land, we made some incredible discoveries about the wee Polo.
GTi.
Oh, nice. That matches the seatbelts.
Custom exhaust work, set vehicle up on dynamometer and tested as delivered, so it's had a base map. That's the original there, blue.
Yeah.
112 kilowatt up to 137 and 221 up to 315.
Goodness me.
Yellow speed coilovers, $1,600.
$1,600.
Temperature sender, like random maintenance stuff, battery, diverter valve.
Oh yeah, it's had a blow off valve.
Oh, so
Sway bars. Short shifter. That's incredible.
So after discovering it had over $5,000 in modifications, I felt a little bit more happy about the $4,000 purchase price. But the important question was, did all the modifications actually make it any better? Well, Jack took it for a thrash around Auckland to find out.
It is very firm, eh? Oh.
Stiff ride, but it's peppy, like it's lighting up the front end. Oh. It's really quick.
Having confirmed it drove great and made an impressive amount of power for just a little 1.8 turbo thanks to all the mods, me and Angel loaded it to the brim with used tyres for my other projects, and she went on her way to catch up with family for a few days. Me and the boys stayed in Auckland and I had the pleasure of reviewing a B58 for the first time, a couple of WRXs, and 2 of the latest French hot hatches. After a horrible night's sleep in a tent during a thunderstorm, I hit the road to reconvene with Angel and we got the mighty Polo home. Although not without getting my eardrums blasted the whole way home by the flapping Glad wrap.
The noise of the Glad wrap. It's so loud. And here it is. Driving it back from Auckland with Angel shadowing me in my 135 was fantastic fun. And now it's time to get it off to Smith & Smith to get a new rear window put in. And check it out, the new window is in. It literally only took them like about 25 minutes to install it. And the next job is to fix the engine light. But annoyingly, my scan tool that I ordered ages ago still hasn't arrived. And this video has to go live in 2 days. So I'll sort that off camera next week. But now, let's give the thing a jolly good clean.
Fortunately, this car was actually in really great condition. So I cleared out the last few remaining items in the car and got vacuuming. Naturally, there was still a lot of smashed glass everywhere, so I made sure to thoroughly scavenge through every nook and cranny, leaving nothing behind. Annoyingly, Volkswagens have really thick carpets that like to hold on to sand and small bits of dried grass, so it wasn't quite the quick and easy vacuum that I expected. But after an hour's work, the carpets were clean, the plastics were wiped down, getting rid of all the bits of fingerprint powder everywhere, and then it was time to wash the exterior. Thankfully, this was quite a bit easier. There was a little bit of pollen and mildew growing in random places because it clearly hadn't been washed in a while, but after a thorough scrub down, it came up really nice. This car had definitely been kept in a garage for most of its life because the paintwork itself was almost completely ding, scrape and swirl free. Normally I would give cars like these a cut and polish just to make the paintwork pop, but after a wash I thought this one already looked great. After a lick of tyre shine, the little Polo was all done and ready for a new home. After picking this little GTi up and discovering it had no real issues and came complete with a whole host of modifications making it an absolute pocket rocket, this was definitely one of the more pleasant cars I've purchased. Now that I've got a new window in and all the paintwork and interior are nice and clean, this little hot hatch now ticks all the fast daily boxes. The boot is only big enough for a weekly shop, but the back seat is roomy, the front seats are comfortable enough to drive from Auckland to Wellington with no complaints, and the 1.8 turbo engine gets around 8 litres per 100k at a push. Features are only limited to air conditioning and a decent trip computer frankly, but if you just want a super fun and really quite fast car to drive absolutely anywhere, this is probably one of the most fun options you can go for.
Manual transmission. Oh gee, it's been a while since I had one of these. And boy, is it good to be back. 1.8 turbo with plenty of torque in like a 1200 kilo chassis with coilovers and pilot sport 4s. My word, this is a super fun car. The engine, I must admit, is a bit dull. It doesn't sound particularly good. Honestly, I reckon the Mark V Golf GTi with the 2-litre turbo actually sounds better. But everything else about this car is sensational. Steering feel, hydraulic. So it feels really good. It's not too slow. It's kind of typical 2000 steering, which is quite progressive. And man, this engine is a potent wee unit, eh? Super easy to heel toe. Oh yeah, and it has got plenty of power to push this tiny little car along. Doesn't have a limited slip diff, so it does tend to sort of chirp the inside wheel out of corners, but there is no denying that this thing grips and handles unbelievably well on a road like this. And it is it's fast, man. Oh my goodness, it won't even put the power down. There we go. This thing is an absolute rocket. To think it's all just stock engine, it's just got, you know, a downpipe and a tune pretty much, and yet it makes an impressive amount of power, that's for sure. I guess the best way I can describe it is it's kind of like an old Civic Type R. It feels a bit sort of EP3, where it's got good steering feel, it's really light, it's nimble, it bounces around, it feels super lightweight. The interior is cheap, it's got no features. I guess the only thing it doesn't have is RPM, because it only revs to 6.5 and sounds like a bit of a vacuum cleaner. But other than that, this thing is a joy to drive. So there we go, the Polo GTi, it's complete. Ready for a new home. If you're interested, hit me up on Kiwi Car Life Autos. And I will very much look forward to seeing you again next week when we'll have another exciting project on our hands. See you then.